Hi there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading. This is Yetta Pearl, and this is your general angel reading for the week of April 25th through May 1st of 2022. Okay, so we're just getting your cards out, and we'll see what it is your guardian angels have to tell you for this week. So half the cards are out so far. We have the angels, pardon me, of course it's all angels. We have the animals deck out, power animals, and we have one of the fairy decks out. And some of these cards are just flip-floppy. Okay. All right, and so we need two more cards out, and then we'll begin the reading. There's one, and one last one. There you go. Okay. Okay. Solid advice here for you. So first of all, you need to make a plan. It feels like you've been kind of floating, floating along on the currents, and you're not really making a solid plan as to where you want to go, what you want to be, what you want to accomplish. Feels like you're just kind of letting everything else decide that for you, and that's a mistake for you. You need to see what's around you, see what you want. Look at your life. Is this what you want? Quite possibly it is. There's no criticism implied or meant by that at all. So quite possibly most of your life is exactly what you want it to be. The parts that are not, what would you prefer? It's maybe possible that very little of it is exactly what you'd like it to be. So what do you want? You need to put your focus on that. You need to make a plan, put it down on paper or in your computer or whatever, right? Create it. And how are you going to get there? What are you going to do first in order to get there? You need to make a plan. And then do the steps. Yeah. So it feels like some of the people around you are, doesn't feel like on purpose. They're each going their own way as well, but that they've been not helpful to you. So if you want and need help from other people, you have to ask. You have to say something out loud and say, like, I would like to do this. Like, I need help with that. Can you help me? Will you commit some time and some resources to me in return for what? There's always a return for, right? To keep it in balance, you have to keep the giving and the receiving in balance. And so there's always something that you give in return as well, or that you have already. And now really it's their turn to give to you, right? Things like that. So getting support to put your goals in action is a good thing. You don't have to do it alone. Okay. You also, there's something here about that sometimes you don't make goals because then you'll be disappointed if you don't attain them. But it's kind of like there's no failure, right? Even if the things that you set down as your goals, if they don't come about, if you cannot create them, usually you've been redirected to something that suits you better, right? So it's not that you've failed at anything. It's that you've been redirected into something that's more for you. And so your angels will do those kinds of things. It's not to create failure. It's to create better success. Okay? So asking for help, that's both from your angels as well as from your people around you. Okay? Get some exercise. Get some exercise. It feels like, okay, this is a broader term. For some of you, yes, this is actual physical movement you need to do. But for some of you, you're getting some physical movement, but you're not enjoying it. Do this in terms of recreation activity, right? It's like somebody who's fairly active at work, And then they get home and they sit on the couch and they don't move again until somebody calls them for supper. And then they eat and then they go back to the couch. This is not an enjoyable life when you're doing that all day, every day, day after day. Right? So get some activity going, something that interests you. Go do something fun. Maybe in some evenings, you don't do stuff every day, but often enough that you're enjoying it, that it's not just a rut that you're in. Get your butt imprint off the couch and, join a darts league or, play ball or something like that, right? Something that gets you involved. It's more of that than it is exercise. It's involvement, it's being interested and engaged. Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. So here we go. When you're making your strategy, when you're creating your plan for your life, make a decision, make a firm decision that you are resolved to create this, and you're going to do whatever it takes to do that. And definitely ask for the help, right? That way it's much more likely to succeed. There's somebody there to support you when you're feeling a little down or a little discouraged. Then there's somebody to kind of nudge you and keep your spirits up and that kind of stuff and keep you on track. Have that resolve. It's a commitment to yourself is what it is. It's definitely a commitment. And so a commitment is all day, every day. Even when you're not feeling it in the moment, you're still going to work towards that decision you've made. This is being true to you. Okay. So it feels like there's something holding you back, and it's this. You don't acknowledge this. It's that's the message I'm getting, that you just don't want to feel any conflict. And so when there's been some kind of strife, some kind of conflict of whatever kind, that you kind of bury your head in the sand and you don't acknowledge it, which means that you never acknowledge that there is forgiveness to be given, to be felt. And in this case, it feels very much like the forgiveness is to yourself, as well as like there's somebody else you're upset with. They're pointing out some aspect that you would rather not face, is what this feels like. And so you're upset with them, but it's not really any of their doing, in a way. It's like that you would just rather not deal with this. You'd just rather push it to the side and keep going. But that's what's stopping all your progress. So when you can sit and look at and feel through what's happening in your life that you need to forgive yourself and or someone else. You always want to start with yourself, because that's the basis of everything. Your own relationship within yourself is what everything else is built on. So what is it that you think you've screwed up on? Right? And go through it in your mind. Understand that you're human. The best you can do is create this resolve to not do that again. Whatever it is that you need forgiveness for. To decide firmly and with a huge commitment that you're not going to let yourself down that way again. Right? And then you move on to the other people around you. And by that point, once your forgiveness for yourself is true and heartfelt and real and thorough, by then you'll probably find that there's no need for forgiveness of anyone else. excuse me, by then you'll find that those feelings or whatever have resolved. And it's not that you're pushing them to the side. It's that they no longer exist. Okay, that's key. That's going to be a big part for you this week, is to forgive yourself and whatever situation or event is going on. Okay. Now, this, yes, so this is changing up as you forgive yourself and other people, and you create that resolve to not do that behavior again, or to commit to creating this new thing. Then, and you're making the plan, you know, you're changing your habits by getting off the couch in the evenings. That is this out with the old, in with the new. That's exactly that. It's the end of a cycle. It's a decision. And this is not, like, this is you creating this. This isn't you just going with the flow. This is you making this firm decision and, you know, giving yourself a boot in the butt to be better. To be better. Like, you're so great at so many things. And then there's that thing that trips you up every damn time. Now is your time to decide that is no longer part of your life. You're done with that. You're not doing that anymore. Who cares what anybody else thinks? This is for you. This is what you need in order to go forward. This is life-changing. This is beautiful. Beautifully life-changing. You will enjoy it, even though it's hard. It feels like this is hard work, but it's worth it, and you'll like it. So will everybody else, if that helps you at all. In a way, you know, it's too bad, actually, if it helps that everybody else will like it, because that shouldn't really be your driving force. But if that helps you to stay on track with this, then great, use it. Okay. And yeah, having confidence in your own self, in your own decision, all that's going to come even better as you change this thing up, as you get rid of that old belief or pattern or behavior or something, whatever that is. As you get rid of that, now all your confidence can come forward, because now you can do anything. You have everything it takes. Beautiful. Okay. Now, here we have the daily guidance cards. Whoops. Okay. And one last bit of wisdom from your angels is ask. Same thing we talked about at the beginning. Ask your guardian angels. Ask the archangels. Ask whoever to you is divine. Ask yourself. Ask the people around you. Ask the universe. You know, just ask for what you need. And sit back and wait for it to arrive for you while still working towards it, taking the steps, right? And you know, you'll probably notice some synchronicities happening that line things up, get it all going and flowing for you, so that things are easier. Yeah, fabulous. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much, and I love you, and I will see you next time.